I guess you could call this system a bunch of apple slices because we don't even have a core. Hey guys, this is Devon, and today I'm going to be talking about how I'm not technically the host of this system. Now, this is a thing you see throughout a whole bunch of other systems in the world, where it's like, there is not like so much one core personality so much as an alter who acts as this host and takes on the role of the main inhabitor of the body. There are a few systems we know, and even Acrylic chasers, for example. The one alter that was originally like the core personality or the original host kind of left the system entirely or went dormant, and that kind of left the system to bring another alter into that role, and they can just act as the host for the rest of the life and just have no problems with that, and that can be totally fine. But in some instances, there isn't even one of these core personalities. There isn't even someone who acts as the host, and everyone kind of just does their own thing, I think. We're not really one of those systems. We're a weird case, I guess. So, when we were about 3 or 4 years old, there was some trauma that happened. I don't know if I'm going to elaborate on that anymore, but I'll just keep it vague for the time being. So, when this trauma happened, it was originally the core, and then that broke apart into two entities. So you've got me over here, who is the one who maintained like the potential for growth and development into a complete being, and basically everything that could be salvaged from this traumatic event. And over here, you've got the other entity, which is Parsifal. And up until a couple of months ago, we thought he was admittedly a lost cause. Like, he was the resentment and the hatefulness and the nostalgia for what could have been and what was robbed from him. And he just existed that way in the headspace and kind of just tucked himself away, way in the back. Though he didn't really have a choice because the third alter that formed, Xavier, acted as his buffer and kind of blocked him out from everyone else. Which is a little bit counterproductive, admittedly, but we were not ready to handle the memories that he held until recently. So it's kind of funny how that whole thing came about. We were reading that book When Rabbit Howls by Trudy Chase, and it's a really, really good book, but it's got some super graphic like descriptions of trauma and stuff that happened to her when she was a child, and that caused some inspiration over in Parsifal's mind to start digging for trauma memories. And everyone was like, dude, don't do it. And he was like, I'm gonna do it, you can't tell me what to do. And he's way stronger than like most of us, so we couldn't really stop him from doing that. So we ended up unearthing a bunch of stuff, and then he kind of went off the rails. He's usually this really dignified, scary, serious kind of person, but at this point he's kind of like a stoner with kind of some hope left, which I'm pretty happy for, honestly. It's a really big improvement for him. Like, he's gone from hating the world to hoping that there's good in the world and like hoping that he can build something for himself, and I am like super okay with that. I think he's going to just want to start making more art, more work, and being more productive and having like kind of more of a positive role in our life, which is super awesome, and I'm super happy that he's willing to change for the better. So yeah, in short, what once was the host or core personality is now two beings, and so I kind of think it's weird to like say that I'm the host or the core or like the main one, because I'm only the default pretty much. Like, in the headspace, I've got like this kind of place where I am, and it's separate from everybody else, and I'm stuck in there. I've tried to get out many times, but I'm just super stuck. I'll make more of a video about like what exactly it looks like in here, but yeah, I feel as though if I am taken out of this kind of stasis in the headspace, that I could be not the host. I don't even know what would happen. We're kind of in the process of figuring out what that would hold, what me getting taken out of the stasis would entail. I don't know, I'm super curious and kind of willing to get out of here, you know? I'm one of those weird hosts who is the opposite of what you'd think a host would be. most people are kind of like, I want to live my own life, I want to have control over stuff, I don't want my alters to take my memories and like my time away from me. But me, on the other hand, I'm like, get me out of here, guys. 21 years, well, 17 years of being the default is kind of a lot, honestly. There are a lot of systems who will like change their host like after a certain amount of time. Like, I forget exactly who it was, but there are some people who went from like, some alters who went from secondary host to the host. And that's honestly a pretty good idea for some secondary hosts who feel like they can like really take hold of the host's life and take it in the direction that the host would want, or like the collective, or whatever they think is best for them, you know? So yeah, this is what I've discovered about myself recently. This is only within the past couple months or so. It's a lot to process, and at first I was super shocked and super weirded out. I like never even suspected I wasn't like the complete core personality. And so yeah, I suppose that's a little bit of an update as to my progress of self-discovery and figuring out what the heck happened to me as a child. Anyway, thank you guys for watching, and look for new videos Tuesdays and Fridays. Like and subscribe if you feel like it.